In this lecture, we're going to look at preparing a bank reconciliation. It's a common task that usually accompanies any closing. So closing of the month, closing of the year especially, and if the company has external auditors, they'll require you to do that as well. And it's overall generally a good procedure to make sure that all transactions from your banking were appropriately booked in your accounting system. So what we have here is an export from our accounting software with the accounts from the trial balance here, the bank accounts, and for those two we don't have the account, the currency, the opening balance, the debit turnover throughout the year, we're talking about year 2020 here, and the credit turnover and the closing balance. What we want to do is, this is our closing balance as of the 31st of December 2020. So we want to make sure that this is the same as the information in the bank. Here we have our legit looking bank statement that we received from your fake bank. And here's a list of all Magnimetrics' accounts. The type of the accounts, the currency, and the amount that's available in the respective account. We can see that it was exported on January, so all transactions have already been cleared, and want to use it to reconcile our trial balance. I'm gonna go back to Excel. I'm gonna add a new sheet. It's a great idea to retain your data on a separate sheet, so I'm just gonna add a new sheet and use our own Magnimetrics plugin that you can download from the resources of the course, and use the apply formatting tool from here. My working name will be Bank Accounts Reconciliation, or even better, confirmation. My sheet name will be Bank Reconciliation. Company name is Magnimetrics, and this is our local currency here, but we're using Euro. I'm gonna go ahead, copy those from here, and paste them as values. So I'm gonna go to the Home tab, click the arrow here on the paste button, and just gonna paste them as values. Once I do that, I'm gonna get rid of the opening balance, the debit turnover, and credit turnover because I don't need those. And I'm gonna select the closing balance, cut it with Control X or the button here, and I'm gonna go after the currency, and I'm just gonna paste it. I'm just gonna go here and make sure that that those columns, all the data is visible by double tapping between two columns. And this one, the first one, became too big because of the header, so I'm just gonna grab it and reduce it. And then I'm gonna grab my header columns, make the text white, and make them the dark blue that I prefer to use, that matches my headers here. I'm just gonna bold them as well, and then I'm gonna have to increase those again. I'm gonna grab the closing balance and format it in accounting matter. I'm gonna add a few more columns here. So the first one is gonna be called per bank statement. So I wanna see how much is it from my bank statement. I'm gonna bold that, and I'm gonna color it orange just to make it stand out a bit. And after I get the amounts per bank statement, I'm gonna have a difference column, and I'm just gonna go over here, use Format Painter, and paste the formatting here. Let's say if we have some difference, I'm gonna have a column for notes. I'm also gonna use Format Painter, carry that formatting here. I'm gonna make that a bit bigger. And my last column is gonna be attachments. Format Painter, and move that over here. What we can do now is put them side by side, copy over the numbers from here. I'm just gonna type them. Let's see if the currencies match. Euro, USD, GBP, Euro, 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 USD, GBP, Euro, Euro. So I can see that those accounts match, the first three. I don't have accounts here, but based on the closing balance, I can pretty much guess that it's those two accounts here. I'm actually gonna see the name of the file, bank statement _ 31/12/2020. I'm gonna type it here in attachment. We're gonna type bank statement 31/12/2020 so that I know what file I used. And I'm gonna show you another thing that you can do here as well. Just extend that a bit. Okay, so let's format those as numbers and let's calculate our difference. I'm gonna select the first cell is the one that we calculated our difference. Gonna select to the bottom and press Ctrl D to copy down. And you can see that here we have a difference. And something else that we can do here is use Excel's extremely robust conditional formatting. So I'm just gonna select all the differences. And on the Home tab, I'm gonna go to Conditional Formatting. And I'm not gonna bother with all those predefined rules. I'm just gonna click on New Rule. And I want to format only cells that contain the second option. And I want the cell value to be, what do I want? I want it to highlight it if it's different than 0. So if it's 0, it's okay. But if there's a difference, I want it to be highlighted. So I'm gonna choose not equal to. And here I'm just gonna type in 0. And the format, I want the color for the font to be red. And on the Fill tab, I want the cell to be filled with yellow. Okay, and this is the formatting that's going to be applied to every cell value within our selection that's not equal to 0. And you can see that now this is highlighted and it's easy to notice right away that there's a difference. So what can this difference be from? It's a really tiny difference, but since this is like cash, and cash is really important for both auditors and all kinds of regulators, and for management as well, so we can look for the reason. And in this particular case, it's just an exchange rate rounding difference that occurred due to the rounding in our system, in our ERP. When it was calculating between USD and Euro. And what we can do is we can just go ahead and adjust with 2 Euro cents in our accounting software. And that's it. Another way to have the attachment here is you can go to Insert, go to Object, and here you can go to the tab Create from File, select the bank statement, and click Insert. And here you can have it, don't click Link to File because then it's gonna always be linked to the source file. Click Display as Icon and click OK, and you can see here the bank statement PDF. And the best part is that if you double click it, it will open, and that way you can share just the Excel file, and it's gonna have the bank statement within your bank accounts confirmation file. Okay, that's how to do a bank accounts confirmation and how to properly format a file. Let's go ahead and move on to the next section.